Angeles, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, FS1. Joy Taylor is joining me. Hour number 2, the man who will break the LeBron to the Lakers story, joining us in 5 minutes, Harvey Levin. You know he will.
I hope so. It'll be, if he's coming to L.A., there's no other way it could go.
Well, there was TMZ, and then he created TMZ Sports, and if you live in Los Angeles, there are cameras everywhere. I get off a plane in LAX every third time. There's somebody from TMZ asking me a question about sports. They're at every restaurant, every hot spot, and there's going to be a lot of that. Now, I am taking next week off. The World Cup knocks our show off the air. So I'm going to take next week off. And I didn't know where I was going to go and what I was going to do, so I went on Travelocity this morning, and I booked flights to Moscow. I'm going to go to Russia. And I'm going to watch the World Cup and root for Ronaldo. I'm very, very excited.
My team just won.
Your team?
Yeah, Super Eagles. Nigeria over Iceland. 2-0.
So I'm going to book those on Travelocity and going to hang out the World Cup. Now, when I come back, July 1st on Sunday, and my first show back is July 2nd on Monday, the free agent recruiting period will have begun in earnest. And you can now start verbally agreeing to locations.
We'll be in full chaos mode.
Yes, we will. Now, so I thought this morning, I'm gonna predict what's going to happen. When I get back from Moscow, Leningrad, St. Petersburg, I'm going to predict what's going to happen. So let's start with Chris Paul. My guess is, despite the tension Chris Broussard just noted, he stays in Houston. They make it work. They had a great season. They had the Warriors down 3-2. You've got 4 legit big-time players. He gets 75 to 100% of the max contract. It worked. He and Harden, when they played together, I think they were like 192% of their games. And again, they're the best chance right now in the league, along with the Celtics next year when everybody gets healthy. Chris Paul stays with Houston. Let's go to Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard on July 1st and 2nd is still a San Antonio Spur. Popovich doesn't want to make a deal any sooner than he has to. Because let's say, for instance, he doesn't do a deal with the Lakers, at least not now. LeBron may not be incentivized to become a Laker. If LeBron sees no Kawhi and no Paul George, it does lessen the chance that LeBron sees the party starting and moves to L.A. I think Kawhi Leonard, July 1st and 2nd, when I get back from Moscow, will still be a Spur. Paul George. I believe the Lakers understand what we've been preaching here for a week. He's going to be a Laker. As I believe Magic Johnson realizes he is the most easiest player, the most likely Laker. And I think if you put him on a team with Lonzo, Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, with Luke Walton, Josh Hart off the bench, Brooke Lopez, that's a 43-44 win team, and that's a playoff team. Certainly vying for a playoff team. And it's an attractive team, a fun team to watch that other people would want to play for. How about Kevin Durant? I think for obvious reasons, Kevin Durant stays in Golden State. Best team in the league, no reason to go now. There did appear to be some tension, some weirdness for a while in that Houston series, but they went back, won the series, beat Cleveland, came out. Bob Myers, he has a good relationship, smart kid on a smart team. I think he fits the culture. Listen, back-to-back titles, make history, do it a third like Shaq Kobe. How about Boogie Cousins? The troubled, enigmatic big. I think Dallas overpays for him. I think he becomes a Dallas Maverick. I wouldn't get him, but Mark Cuban's had very little success getting star players. And they do have Dennis Smith, the rookie last year, who was a lot of fun to watch. They got Luka Doncic, the top European player. And I think if you add Boogie Cousins, they're at least interesting. They're at least interesting. And Dallas hasn't been interesting for years. And LeBron James stays quiet. I believe LeBron James now believes, listen, I want my move to be a standalone event. For the record, when he left for Miami, it was July 8th. Standalone event. When he went back to Cleveland, July 11th. Standalone event. I think by next Sunday when I get back, LeBron will still be hovering, watching us project and guess, and he'll still be, at that point, a Cleveland Cavalier. I think one of the people that is likely to break that story is not an NBA reporter, but is Harvey Levin, the founder of TMZ, producer, lawyer. He's a celebrity reporter here in town, and he's the host of Objectified. He joins us via the Coward Global Satellite Network.
Hey, Colin.
Hello, Harvey. Let me ask you, you had TMZ. I remember you when you were on KCBS, and you were this dogged, smart reporter, and you were, I remember those days. And then you start TMZ, and I met you one time, West 57th in New York at the London.
Yep.
I said, God,
Yep.
do you love owning that company? And you turned to me and you said, kid, the company owns me. That's what you said.
That's true. No, that's true.
And then you created TMZ Sports. And I see him all the time at LAX. I see him all the time at restaurants. There is real value, Harvey, for you and your company breaking the LeBron story. Are you?
I think so.
I think so. Are you aggressively planning to do that? Is that in your game plan?
Well, I mean, yeah, and we would love to. I mean, look, Evan Rosenblum runs our sports department, and we have, through Evan, have really broken a lot of big stories. Ray Rice, Donald Sterling. LeBron would be right up there. The question is, what story are you breaking, and where is he going? And I think that's the big thing. But, what I'm interested in is, obviously, if he comes to L.A.
Now, you interview in season 2. You interview Magic Johnson. I saw a clip this morning. Did you talk a little bit about that in your Objectified series, about all these big fish in this NBA scene, the ones he's going after?
We didn't do that. We didn't do that because this is more about his life story than it is what's going on currently. But look, Magic is, well, you know him. I mean, he is about as smart as anybody gets in business. I mean, Magic's a businessman. And, and just in terms of filling seats and creating excitement, it just seems to me on so many levels the Lakers would love him, but on the other side of it, it just seems so logical to me. I mean, LeBron James has a production company on the Warner Brothers lot right now, which is not just a vanity production company. They're actually working, and they're producing things. So that seems to be where he wants to be. And secondly, he has a couple of kids, notably LeBron James Jr., who is 13 now, but there's a very famous high school in L.A., Sierra Canyon, that has basically groomed some huge NBA players. So it would be pretty great for him to get his kids enrolled in that school as well. He has roots here. It just, a lot of it just makes sense to me, Colin, that this is where he wants to be for the end of his basketball career, and segueing and then nurturing this movie career and TV career that he's already working on.
Sunday, June 24th on Fox News, Objectified Season 2. Season 1, Tyler Perry, Martha Stewart, Mark Cuban, Hulk Hogan. It's a very interesting show. It's a sit-down. People loosen up with you, and they give you a little bit of themselves. When you, for instance, well, you can monitor the clicks you get when you talk to celebrities. Do sports celebrities get the clicks that, like, actresses do? My theory on this is sports is the only thing that works on linear TV now outside of politics. I feel like sports, Harvey, is getting bigger, not smaller. How big are sports stars? A LeBron exclusive, how big would that be?
Well, look, I mean, I could not agree with you more. And based on the history of what we've seen, Colin, I got to tell you something. I think a lot of sports stars are bigger than actors and actresses and singers. I mean, we see what happens when we put them up on the site, when we put them on social, when we put them on YouTube. And I think they have broken records for us. And you get people, for example, like Conor McGregor, millions of views on YouTube, boom, like that. So there's intense interest, and not just because of what they do professionally, but they're interested in these guys, outside of the profession, because they tend to be more fun, looser. and more interesting in many cases than a lot of the other celebrities. So, look, I mean, I will tell you right now, I want to kind of get back to Magic Johnson on this, but on Objectified, and again, the point of the show is that, you know, I want to see the building blocks of the lives of really accomplished people, and we use objects that they kept over the years to represent the various periods of time that we talk about. I don't think it gets much more interesting than Magic Johnson. His life is amazing to me. I mean, Magic is honestly his personal hero of mine. But what he has done with his life and the twists and the turns and the drama and the obstacles with HIV and with, you know, just growing up poor, becoming a basketball player where people dismiss you and say, ah, you're not a businessman. And he becomes one of the biggest businessmen in America and doing it his own way. I mean, Magic Johnson's got one of the best stories of anybody that I've ever talked to, ever.
Yeah, he's a remarkable guy. There's a certain, he's a contagious personality. You know,
yes.
You've dealt with a lot of stars, and some are standoffish, some are aloof, some have a wall. Magic has no wall. And I'll tell you, I think this is a very attractive thing to LeBron James. I really do. I think Magic's personality is closer to LeBron than, you know, LeBron gets compared to Michael Jordan. I never see Michael Jordan. I never hear Michael Jordan. Magic Johnson is everywhere on TV. I think LeBron's more Magic. Now, have you done an interview with LeBron ever? Because you've done Cuban, Hulk Hogan, Magic Johnson. Is there somebody out there in sports you want to get you haven't gotten yet?
Well, you just mentioned him. I'd love to do LeBron James on Objectified. Absolutely. Oh, my God. And you're right. And there are some interesting parallels between Magic and LeBron. And what I love about LeBron is that he's fearless about, you know, he's going to go into a business that he's never been in before, never had any training in before, but he's got contacts, he's got the celebrity, he's got the basics to make a go of this media company, and he's already had some success. So, you know, I see parallels between him and Magic, and if he can achieve what Magic has achieved, it will be remarkable. It will be remarkable because honestly, I can look at, I mean, Colin, you gotta really think about this. When Magic Johnson decided to go into business, what he wanted to do was service the inner city, and no business people wanted to do that. They said, you can't make money there, it's not gonna work for a million reasons, and he said, A, it's going to work, and B, I'm not just going to throw places I buy, you know, like Starbucks or whatever, into the inner city. I'm going to stylize it for that community. And he did. He changed things and made this such a resounding success with 24-hour fitness, with Fridays, with Starbucks, and all the things he did, that it became a template for other people to do exactly the same thing using Magic as the pioneer. So Magic Johnson is unbelievable. If LeBron can achieve that level, because let me put it this way. Magic Johnson is one of the best basketball players in the history of basketball. I think Magic Johnson is one of the best businessmen in the history of business.
Yes. And by the way, Magic's offended. If you're a player and you don't go to Magic for advice, he takes it personally. He wants to help people. He really does. And LeBron did that when he moved to Akron. He wants to elevate people. He passes more than he scores. Harvey Levin, Season 2, Sunday, June 24th, Fox News at 8 Eastern. I've known this. Yeah, go ahead.
I got to stop you for 1 second with 2 points. One, there's a special on Fox this weekend, so they've moved it. So it's now going to be July 1st Sunday.
Okay.
So a week from Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. And in terms of the advice he gives players, he told me something. You know, one piece of advice he gives all of his players?
What?
Don't date my daughter.
He's a dad.
He's a dad.
All right. Thanks, Harvey.
Okay, Colin. Great talking to you.
Yeah, I remember Harvey was a reporter at KCBS in Los Angeles. He had his law degree. He was this dogged, probably the most popular reporter in town, certainly the most known. KCBS at the time didn't have huge ratings, but Harvey was the star of the station, and he's made quite a name for himself and quite a company. They're all over Los Angeles, TMZ, and now they have a branch of it called TMZ Sports. Coming up next, Des Bryant is wrong. The NFL is figuring out Des Bryant, and it's not good news for him, despite what he said. That's coming up. Nothing can put a dent into your summer plans, quite like your car breaking down. I think it's fair to say most of us on vacation, a lot of people now are driving in the car. Tickets are expensive, airlines expensive. You get in the car, long drive. Last thing you want is an $842 bill because you're not under warranty and a sensor light goes out. Get extended vehicle protection like I do. It's called CarShield, carshield.com. You can call it 800-CAR-6100, or you can go to carshield.com. In both cases, put in the promo code HERD, H-E-R-D, to get 10% off. Bottom line is if your car's not on warranty, you don't want to get burned. CarShield gives you a rental while yours is in the shop for free. CarShield provides 24/7 roadside assistance for free. Replacing your engine, thousands. Simple repairs, hundreds. CarShield.com code HERD. A deductible may apply. Or call 800-CAR-6100 and mention the code HERD. Extended vehicle protection, carshield.com.
Another bluefin season is about to open.